Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is for the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. It is scheduled for one fall.
What's going on, guys? What's going on? It's your IWC Tag Team Champions of the World. What's going on? What's going on? I'm your host, Mr. Goodbrad, and I got Red Carpet Ring with me. How you doing, Red Carpet?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. How you? What's going on? Salute to the chat. Shout out to Figure 4 TV, Red Carpet Ring.
Facts, man. Salute. CeeLo is in the building. Billy Bishop is in the building. We got ourselves a great conversation tonight, guys. We're going to talk about the Elimination Chamber. We're heading into the Elimination Chamber. It's that time of the year. So we got ranking every WWE Elimination Chamber pay-per-view from worst to best, guys. And it's just our opinion. You know, just our opinion. So, Red Carpet Ring, man, this is your field right here. I'm not even going to hold you. This is your PLE. This is your stream right here, man, because I wasn't watching wrestling in 2002, but you was. So just give us a nice little briefing of the Elimination Chamber and your greatest moments and, what you know of the Elimination Chamber.
Okay, cool. Elimination Chamber was created by Triple H, introduced by Eric Bischoff in November 2002, Survivor Series pay-per-view at the time. Now, the match is a large chain linked circular steel structure and it closes the ring. Now, the chamber floor is platformed over the ringside area, which brings to the ring level. Now, within the chamber, there are 4 inner enclosures outside each ring corner. Now, this concept they have said is a combination of war games that we talked about, Hell in a Cell, and the steel cage match. It's a little bit of everything in one. Now, the way it works is the match starts off with 2 people. There's 6 participants in the match. It starts with 2, it ends up with 6, and it goes by elimination to the last man standing. Whoever's the last one by pinfall submission is the winner of the match. Now, they used to have pinfalls outside the chamber due to safety concerns. It's only pinfall or submission inside of the ring as in 2012, I believe. And of course, it used to be, at many various pay-per-views at Survivor Series, SummerSlam. You had it at other PLEs, but it had its own pay-per-view starting 2010. And there have been 34 Elimination Chamber matches, since 2002, 34. And mostly now it's a part of present time. It's a part of the road to WrestleMania. You either win a championship or more likely win a championship match at WrestleMania. So it has become very important in most recent years. We talk about the Royal Rumble as road to WrestleMania. Now, Elimination Chamber is a part of road to WrestleMania, because if let's say you don't win the Royal Rumble, you have a last chance opportunity to go to WrestleMania to compete for a world championship by winning Elimination Chamber match.
Absolutely correct. And I take it from what you just said, it's a great way to change a story or keep a story going. But in any event, I love this pay per view. I'm not going to sit here and cape because the Royal Rumble is my favorite pay per view. But I do like Elimination Chamber. I like the concept. And you put me on to an NXT version of like the Elimination Chamber. And
Yes.
man, yo, you want to explain that before we get into
Oh,
today's show?
yeah. Started back in 2022. Their version, because NXT it was to replace the NXT War Games that went to the main roster that we have today. They went and NXT have their own verse to replace that. It's called NXT Deadline. Now
Wow.
that PLE started 2022. That is a similar concept to the Chamber and War Games, because the way that match worked, um, it's it's a unique style, very unique style of the thing. What it's called, the Iron Survivor Challenge. That's the Iron Survivor Challenge match. It happens that it's the deadline of pay-per-view for it. You have 5 wrestlers that compete in the match, lasts for 25 minutes. 2 wrestlers start the match, then begins the timer, and every 5 minutes, another wrestler enters within the 5th and final participant entering at the 15-minute mark. So after 15 minutes, you're going to have all 5 people in there. Now, each time a wrestler gets a pinfall submission, the person who lost going to the penalty box for 90 seconds. And whoever gets the most pinfalls at the end of the 25-minute match is declared the winner. And that's similar to this Elimination Chamber. Most of the winners for the men's and women's Iron Survivor Challenge will get a future championship match for the NXT Championship or the Women's NXT Championship. More likely, it happens at NXT New Year Evil or Vengeance Day. They changed it up, but it's a great concept. I love it. When it comes to December, after Survivor Series War Games is over, and we have no more PLEs on main roster, that's the PLE I'm looking forward to close out the year.
Man, yo. Man, you explained that very well. And for those of you that might be like, what you mean you wasn't watching in 2002? For those of you that must know, I had my child, I had my daughter, my first daughter, my first child in 2002. So life called me and I had to step away from, my love of pro wrestling, and I had to do the reality thing. But in any event, we here, and TBK got what I don't got. Whatever I miss, TBK is there to pick it up. The Turnbuckle King. You know what I'm talking about. So let's get on into some statistics. But before we get into some stats, guys, let's let's give a briefing on how this thing came about. How did this Elimination Chamber thing come about? We got Eric Bischoff announces the Elimination Chamber on WWE Monday Night Raw 2002.
I think a C is for crass.
Nope. Nope. Who owns that music? Who owns that intro? Is that CFO or is that Def Rebel? But you
Um,
won't get me. It
I
won't
don't
get
think
us.
it's I don't think it's neither. It might be a Jim Johnson song, because that's
Oh,
back.
right,
Yeah, it
right.
might be Jim Johnson. If I'm not,
2002. Right.
yeah,
Jim Johnson.
yeah, yeah. So if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's that, or somebody, or his own personal people, because he did come from WCW, but I don't never see him use that theme song anywhere else. But if
Mm,
I'm gonna look it up now, actually, see who does own that song. I'm back better ever. Yep, Jim Johnson.
You
That's
got
what I
it.
thought.
See what
Yep.
I mean, guys? That's TBK. Make sure y'all get on over there if you ain't already over there and subscribe. Red Carpet Ring, Pink Square Circle, Toxic Ring Scandals, Figure 4 TV, guys. We taking it over. Good stuff. Anything else you want to add before we play this?
Um, This match was a lot of the first chamber, which we will talk about. Was a lot of historic moments, good and bad. I do remember that chamber being for that. And two, it really, in my opinion, that World Heavyweight Championship, the original World Heavyweight Championship, not the one today, the 2002 version, I believe that this chamber match, whoever won, no matter who won, it really put a lot of prestige on that title. I've always said that because that title ended up losing prestige later on. I believe that this chamber match stamped the mark on that title.
On the world's heavyweight title, that is, right?
Yes.
The
Yes,
big gold, the big gold
the
belt.
big gold belt. Yes, not the one today. And it's and that's crazy because you have the WWE title on SmackDown just like you do today. But I think this put a lot of prestige on that title because it really can that match can make or break you.
Let's get it.
Boss. And I love each and every one of you people too. It really means it, folks. Sincere. Yep. Hey. But tonight, Big Show's going to find out what happens when you lay your hands on Eric Bischoff. And at Survivor Series, Stephanie McMahon is going to find out what happens when you try to out-promote Eric Bischoff. Now, make no mistake about it, that Hell in a Cell match between Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker, it was a spectacle. No, Great. It was a bloodbath. No mistake about it. But it is going to pale in comparison to the match that I have in mind. You see, at Survivor Series, you are going to witness an ingenious creation, one that could only come from the mind of Eric Bischoff. Oh boy, this will be good. Hey, at Survivor Series, you will bear witness to the Elimination Chamber. Elimination Chamber? The hell is that? Sounds scary. Look at that look. I'm there. You're damn sure serious about it.
Man, so Bischoff unveiled it, and that was his creation to out-promote Stephanie McMahon. I think he won that. What you think, TBK?
Oh, I don't think everything he said was right. You know, Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, they had the great match he's talking about at the Hell in a Cell match. He's talking about that match for the WWE Championship. That was at No Mercy. He's talking about that. That was a great match. One of the best Hell in a Cell matches. But that Elimination Chamber definitely outshined that by a million, to say the least. So definitely he won that.
Man, Elimination Chamber just great, man. I remember some good old moments. I remember Edge, man. Who can forget Edge? That was one of my favorite moments when Edge lost and then came and took Kofi's spot. Man, yo, that was one of my favorite moments in Elimination Chamber right there. We also know that Undertaker moment. So we was talking and you was telling me, son, about the Elimination Chamber kind of cursed though. Wanna elaborate more on that conversation we had when we talked about how the Elimination Chamber is kind of cursed?
Yeah, because the first chamber match, we witnessed an injury. RVD went for a frog splash. The height of it, similar to the War Games thing, was not enough height on it because it was the first one they didn't know. He injured Triple H throat. And Triple H, if you look closely, Triple H is shaking. He's moving in an awkward way, and he had his feet stomping down because that man could have had not the WWE doctors been there, you know, top of line doctors. Triple H could have possibly been gone that night. You know, he got hospitalized immediately after that. And if you guys remember, after that match, Triple H did lose the world title, but he was off TV for a couple weeks. He had to heal from that injury. That's one thing. Another situation years later, Undertaker, you know, that's the incident where the pyro, remember he asked the guy, hey, turn down that pyro. He got burned and he was pouring water all over himself, set right before the Elimination Chamber match. That's another incident, you know. Then most recently, a few years ago before he left WWE, Bobby Lashley had a legit concussion, you know, while he was defending his WWE championship in the chamber, and he was out legit. He never came back. So there's a lot of crazy stuff happening in that chamber. That chamber is just as dangerous as Hell in a Cell. They say Hell in a Cell is dangerous. I would say Elimination Chamber is literally right up there with it.
You're absolutely right, especially that old design with the little gates on the outside.
Yes.
The one we're looking at right now. This is the original design with the little the steel on the outside. So it's like, man, and you touched on it. So let's hear what the wrestlers have to say about the Elimination Chamber. So let's get into that.
Welcome to the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden, and there's your first look at the Elimination Chamber. It's impressive, it's big, it's exciting to think about what could happen inside of there. But like anything else, it's never been done before. There's always a certain element of risk. You never know for sure what you're going to get because you've never done it before. And I think that's what makes this particular pay-per-view so exciting and matches like this so unique.
We did it from scratch. We decided we wanted to do something completely different, something that no one had ever seen. So there's not a lot of drawing from the name. We started with a basic idea that this is what we wanted, was new, completely different.
This has definitely been a big challenge for us on the production side of the WWE to put this together in such a short time and to debut it here at Madison Square Garden.
The designer came up with a conceptual drawing, and we started looking at it, and in between our thoughts and the designer's thoughts, it was just kind of an ongoing molding of ideas and enhancing design.
It's a very high-profile project. The Elimination Chamber is pretty much unique. This is the first time they've had something of this caliber.
Tonight, we'll see it go up for the first time and know that what we came up with in our minds and what we drew on paper is now a physical element that hangs above the ring that will give something new to our show.
The whole concept of it was one of those things where you build it, it looks great on paper, it looks great when you see it, but we're the guys who have to bear the brunt of its awesome construction.
It was totally intimidating just to see something like that. The architecture of it was totally unreal.
We'd seen pictures of it, but we hadn't actually seen it. People described it as interesting, but I describe it as awe-inspiring.
First thing that started going through my mind was, what can we do with this thing that maybe the fans haven't seen before?
I was trying to think of what I could do, and I also thought of ways that I could use it to my advantage.
It is 10 tons, 20,000 pounds, with 2 miles of chain surrounding a king, and tonight 6 men will go in, and one will survive and become the world's heavyweight champion.
It's not like you can get a tape of the last one to watch it to kind of prime yourself up.
Something like this gave us a whole world to be not like our regular match, and it was fun to use the additional surroundings.
I don't think that the people at home appreciate how hard the grid was outside the ring, how unforgiving the chains that surrounded the ring were.
Oh, wow. Not very wrestler-friendly is this structure, to say the least.
When I was slammed against the chains, it felt a lot like it looked, and the audience with me was screaming, oh!
People really couldn't appreciate the force of gravity meeting up with the steel grate.
Guys were falling on that grate constantly, and not just falling on it, but taking horrendous bumps on it.
The human body is just not supposed to go through a match like that.
I think the guy who utilized the chamber the best was RVD.
The coolest thing of the night was when Rob Van Dam went to hit Jericho with the crossbody. and did like a Spider-Man / Matrix jump onto the cage.
Look at that! Man, my body's like Spider-Man. Spider-Man!
That was just unbelievable.
I really thought that was very inventive and original.
Yeah, I just looked at it and knew I could do it and thought it was a good idea. Boom, there it is.
I don't think people really understood just how brutal that match was.
As far as the injury to Triple H, I had an idea. You just get a sense for when somebody's hurt.
Van Dam! Oh, a star on Triple H!
I had to alter my 5-star frog splash because of the structure. When I looked down on him, I thought everything was going to be fine. I mean, I knew he was in a little bit close, but I thought that I'd be able to just drop right down on him. I jumped out a little too far, and I crunched up into a ball, and my instincts told me to straighten my legs out, and somehow I think my shin came across his throat with the weight.
It was
Absolutely, guys, and I'm gonna pull that up real quick, and that's what he's talking about. That's the spot that he's talking about right there. That's the spot that TBK was telling you about. And if you guys know, this is why to this day Triple H takes the top off of everything. They raised the Hell in the Cell, and Triple H takes the top off of the War Games. That was Triple H idea because of this right here in 2002. You got anything you want to add to this before we get back?
I'm glad that they did that because it could have ended a lot worse for other people. And Triple H was thinking about safety, not just himself, but others as well. So that was definitely a good call.
Facts, though. Yeah, I see it, right? His knee hit his throat, y'all. His knee hit directly to his throat. Like,
only afterwards when I found out how badly he was hurt with his throat. Thank God that he was able to walk out of the ring and able to continue the match once again, because once I was eliminated, it was just him and Shawn, and they were out there for another 5-6 minutes.
The first ever Elimination Chamber match is down to 2 men.
I didn't really have time to absorb that it's Madison Square Garden or that, you know, it's for the title or any of that stuff. And my mind was too busy thinking of business and work.
Sweet tribute, Shawn Michaels! Shawn Michaels is the world's champion. Do you believe in miracles?
I can remember Vince telling me, you know, back in '96, you know, Shawn, enjoy this. And I couldn't. And this time, I can do that. If it lasts forever, that's great. If it ends today, that's okay too.
man, what a story. What a story what a lot of stories be told in the Elimination Chamber. And man, so let's get down to some statistics, man. Let's get down to some cold, hard facts that the people might not know of before we get into ranking these things. TBK, you lead the way, man.
Okay. Well, we do know that the first Elimination Chamber started back in 2002 for the men's. First ever for the women's was 2018. For guys that didn't know that. And Shawn Michaels won the first Elimination Chamber back in 2002 for the World Heavyweight Championship. And Alexa Bliss won the first ever women's back in 2018 for the, at then, Raw Women's Championship. Now known as the WWE Women's World Championship. So we know that. Now, Shawn Michaels he won the first one. He was the last entrant for that one. So he's the first one in number 6. The first person to win the chamber going in number 1 was back in 2008 with Undertaker for the World Heavyweight Championship title shot. So he's the first one. Now, 2012, the champion, defending the championship, CM Punk was the first champion to win an Elimination Chamber match and going in at number 1. So that's history right there too. I will say that. Shayna Baszler holds the most eliminations inside a chamber match at 5. Clean sweep back in 2020. Braun Strowman, he holds 5 eliminations in a 7-man chamber. And I believe that was back in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. Now we go to most eliminations inside the chamber. 10 eliminations is Chris Jericho. 8 eliminations is Randy Orton. 7 eliminations Triple H. 6 Undertaker. 5 eliminations is Braun, Strowman, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Drew McIntyre, Cena, Shayna Baszler, and Sheamus. And 4 is Brock Lesnar, Edge, John Morrison, Kofi Kingston.
Now we got, what you gonna say?
Oh no, I was waiting what you was gonna say next.
So now we got multi-time elimination chamber winners. We got Triple H, guys. He won the most. 4. He got 4 wins. Daniel Bryan and John Cena, they share 3 wins. So now keep in mind, if Cena goes in this year and he wins, he will have 4 and he will tie Triple H for the most elimination chamber wins. Then we have Drew McIntyre and Edge following Daniel Bryan and John Cena. They got 2. And then we got a couple one-time winners, guys. We got Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Austin Theory, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Big E, Bobby Lashley, Bray Wyatt, rest in peace to Bray, Brock Lesnar, Chris Jericho, CM Punk, Jack Swagger, John Morris, Kofi Kingston, The Miz, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Ryback, Sasha Banks, Shawn Michaels, Shayna Baszler, The Undertaker, and Xavier Woods. Anything you want to add now, bro?
Yeah, actually I do. The most times the championship was defended chamber. 9 times the WWE Championship was defended inside the Elimination Chamber. 7 times the World Heavyweight Championship, big gold belt version, of course. 1 time we had the ECW title, Intercontinental, the Raw Women's title, SmackDown Tag Team, United States Women's Tag Team, and the WWE Tag Team Championship. So WWE Championship has been defended inside the chamber more than any other title, 9 times.
That's a fact. Now, on appearances, guys, most appearances in Elimination Chamber men's match, we got 9 appearances by Randy Orton, 8 appearances by Chris Jericho, 7 appearances by John Cena, 6 appearances by Kofi Kingston and Triple H, 5 appearances by Daniel Bryan, Kane, and Sheamus, followed by 4 appearances by AJ, Big Show, CM Punk, Edge, Jeff Hardy, The Miz, R-Truth, and Shawn Michaels. Of course, we got a lot of one-time appearances, but I'm not fitting to read that list. I'm not fitting to read that list at all. Anything else you want to add, bro?
Yeah, now for the pay-per-view that was hosted Elimination Chamber 27 times for Elimination Chamber back in 2010.
Right.
No way out.
Now, and also, hold on, before you go, and also in 2010, they made the Elimination Chamber its own pay-per-view, too. In 2002 was the first time we seen the Elimination Chamber as the match. But then they turned the match into a pay-per-view, guys, so keep that in mind. Proceed.
4 times it's been defended at No Way Out, 2 times in New Year's Revolution, and 1 time at December to Dismember. So this really has a lot of history in its own pay-per-view alongside the match itself. Definitely a lot of that.
Definitely. All right, guys, so we're going to go on with the next segment where we're going to rank these 2, guys. And I want to say no particular order, but definitely it's a particular order because we're going from worst to first. All right, guys? Now, the worst ever, in my opinion, the worst ever Elimination Chamber, and you let me know if you agree. This is just my opinion, not TBK's opinion, unless he agree or disagree. This right here, the 2022 Elimination Chamber was the worst Elimination Chamber to me. What about you, TBK?
I can't. It's a close one. It's a very close one. Very. You know what? Yeah, I would say that's the one. The only other one that I would say that was kind of up there, if you remember, um, it was the ECW one for December to December. That one was pretty bad too.
Okay, but we're gonna stick to this one. We're gonna
Yeah,
stick to each one as we go. This one, for those of you that don't know, this was headlined by Roman Reigns versus Bill Goldberg. And the Elimination Chamber matches was Bianca Belair defeating Alexa Bliss, Doudrop, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, and the Nikki ASH, the Ash character. The men's Elimination Chamber was Brock Lesnar defeating Bobby Lashley, Matt Riddle, Seth Rollins, Austin Theory, and AJ Styles. We got a chance to see that Matt Riddle and Brock Lesnar face too. We got a chance to see that. But that, I think that was the worst though, TBK. That was the worst. I know how you feel about Goldberg. TB, you there?
yeah, I'm here. I'm just thinking about it. Yeah, I'm thinking back now. This one was really lousy. You just use name off that card. Yeah. And then too, ECW is one of the worst ones too. But at least with that one, it was ECW. No disrespect to ECW. We didn't expect none, amazing. It was no high expectations, to say the least. So I'm gonna put this one ahead of that one. This one was real bad. Matter of fact, I would make this one bad too that you didn't mention. No, that chamber was for the men's was for United States, not for a world title, because Roman obviously was, undisputed champion, holding both the Universal WWE title. And he not defending in that chamber.
No, hold on. In this one, we actually had Brock Lesnar as the WWE
That's
champion.
right. I'm sorry. Okay, it was. Don't feel like it, but yeah, it felt like it was no world title fitting in there. But yeah, it was. It wasn't the best. That's the one Bobby Lashley. I think that's the one Bobby Lashley had a concussion. The same one.
This the Saudi. This is in Saudi.
Yeah.
This is in Saudi with Ronda Rousey. With Ronda Rousey.
Horrible.
Yep.
Horrible. You're right. Horrible. Now I remember, because Bobby was champion, Brock ended up winning, but he didn't really fully defend it because he got a concussion. I forgot. That is the one. That's the one.
And now we're gonna go on to number 13, guys. And in my opinion, the next bad, horrible was the 2018. Now, 2018, 19, and 20 was horrible years for WWE creatively. But do you remember this one right here? This one.
Yeah, I do. That's when Roman won. And they was booing him too. I remember he got booed at the beginning too.
Yep. Roman Reigns defeated Braun Strowman, Elias. Who want to walk with Elias? Finn Balor, John Cena, Seth Rollins, and The Miz. Roman Reigns won that. And then the ladies, Alexa Bliss won this one. So the 2018 was the first year. This was the first one for the ladies.
Yep, that was the one I mentioned earlier. Yep.
All right. So yes, definitely. This one was not good. This one was not that good at all. Anything else you want to add to this one before we go on to the next?
Just horrible booking. You could tell it was lazy booking at that time in 2022.
All right, so now we're going to follow that up with 2020. Again, this is that 3-year rut. So we got 2 already in that 3-year rut. That 18, 19, and 20 was horrible. Do you remember this one? This one, you can see we in the Thunderdome for this one right here. And this was headlined by Daniel Bryan defeating Drew Gulak. guys?
Yeah, this was bad because Shayna, it would have been better if Shayna, who had a clean sweep, as I mentioned earlier, she didn't win a title afterwards. She lost for a number one contender. She should have won that.
Right. So what he's talking about, guys, is Shayna Baszler in the Elimination Chamber defeated Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Natalya, Asuka, and Sarah Logan. And that was the females Elimination Chamber. The guys' chamber consisted of Johnny Morrison and The Miz, who defeated Heavy Machinery, Dirty Dogs, New Day, Lucha House Party, and the Usos. And honestly, guys, this right here is where Jimmy Uso got injured. And if Jimmy Uso wasn't injured in this match, we wouldn't have had the Jey Uso and the main event Jay and the Tribal Chief and all of that stuff, though. So pay attention, though. That's the match right there where Jimmy Uso got injured and was out for the start of the Bloodline storyline. Got anything you want to add to this Elimination Chamber, though, before we move to the next one?
I think you covered everything. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's when the fans wanted them to get rid of Elimination Chamber. It got so lousy. They just petition to get rid of it.
Yep, I think so. You might not. You might be on. You might be on.
I think I remember them saying they like get rid of this chamber. We don't want this chamber no more because they wasn't booking it. It was terrible. It was a very bad turnout. Very bad turnout. I do know that this right before COVID too. You know, obviously, right before COVID, but this was not a good. No, it was a disappointing. I know that match, even though Shayna did great, it was still disappointing as a whole. Story and the match. I mean, it was just disappointing. It was not, and it kind of ruined Shayna even to this day because she pretty much been a tag team competitor ever since after that. I think that ruined her career. That's my opinion. I think that whole thing after that was done, she didn't win. We know she didn't really challenge for any women's championship anymore, and got placed in tag team ever since.
Absolutely. Now, next, guys, we're gonna move it on. Elimination Chamber 2012, guys, and this Elimination Chamber featured CM Punk defeating Chris Jericho, The Miz, Dolph Ziggler, R-Truth, and Kofi Kingston. So this one, we didn't have a females Elimination Chamber during this time right here. Anything you want to add to this one? You remember about this one?
Yeah, actually, this is where the reason this one got bad too. This is where Daniel Bryan defended the World Heavyweight Championship before losing to Sheamus. They had Santino as the last one, and they really got on him about that Cobra, thinking he could beat Daniel Bryan. And it was funny, but we know that was not believable at the time. Right. We knew that. And I think that's the whole problem with that. That made it bad. Now, CM Punk had a great elimination. That's the one where he went in number one and he retained his title. That was amazing. Definitely.
That was a good one. So we starting to heat up now. Remember, we going from worst to first, guys. So next, who could forget 2019, guys? Who could forget 2019? Anything you want to add to 2019? Anything you remember?
Yeah, the rise of Kofi Mania. That's how Kofi Mania started moving.
Mm-hmm. Daniel Bryan defeated Kofi, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and Samoa Joe.
I remember that. But it was a great main event. That kind of saved the show. That's why it's not as bad as the others.
Yeah. And they swerved us because we all thought, all right, Kofi gonna win the elimination chamber, but they dragged it out. They dragged it out for us. Kofi
Yep.
still found the way to get to WrestleMania, but he didn't win that elimination chamber.
And that's the first the women's tag team where, you know, Bayley and Sasha won the women's tag team belts. That's where we first saw the women's tag team belts. Same PLE. That helped out too. That kind of helped out too. Mm-hmm.
Yep, you're right. You're spot on. The Boss and Hug connection.
Yep. But other matches were horrible. Let's be honest, they were lousy. Lousy. Let's not even sugarcoat it. It was bad. It was a bad way to sell WrestleMania 35.
Right. I agree with you on that. Can't disagree with you on that one. Next up, guys, we going to 2015, guys. Yes, we going to 2015, and the Elimination Chamber match. We only had one match this year, one Elimination Chamber match, and this one was a good one. This was the Tag Team Elimination Chamber match, which featured The New Day, who defeated Cesaro, Tyson Kidd, Primetime, Lucha, Los Matadors, and the Ascension. Wasn't Usos in that?
Which match is this again?
This is the Elimination Chamber,
15,
the
right?
WWE Tag Team Championship Elimination Chamber.
I believe they were in it because New Day, I think, were champions at the time.
Right. New Day was the champions, and I see they defeated Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, Primetime Players, Lucha Dragons, Los Matadors, and the Ascension.
Usos were not in it. No, they were not in it. Usos weren't even on the card. I don't think they was even on the card. They weren't even there.
Right. I'm thinking of the Hell in the Cell that they had.
Yeah, that's Hell in the Cell.
Yes. Okay. That makes sense. But this was Kevin Owens' main roster debut right here. And he beat John Cena. He beat clean.
Yeah, he put Kevin Owens on.
Yeah. Definitely. Anything else you want to add before we get to the next one?
Yeah, the one that really pissed me off, that raggedy Intercontinental Championship chamber match. I just want to notate that. That was terrible.
Oh, Ryback defeating.
Yeah, it was horrible, man. Horrible.
Right. Ryback defeated Dolph Ziggler, Mark Henry, Sheamus, King Barrett, and R-Truth.
Yeah, I didn't like that match at all. I couldn't stand it. One of the worst. If that was the way to have Intercontinental Champs to defend that chamber, that was the worst one. It's just terrible.
Can't disagree with you on that one. Next up, guys, we got Elimination Chamber 2010. So we heating up. We heating up. So 2010 was headlined by, again, we had two Elimination Chamber matches, two for the men. John Cena defeated Sheamus, Triple H, Ted DiBiase, Randy Orton, and Kofi Kingston. And then Chris Jericho defeated The Undertaker, John Morrison, CM Punk, R-Truth, and Rey Mysterio. Batista main evented, defeated John Cena. And you got anything you want to add to that, TBK?
Yep, John Cena got screwed again in the chamber after winning the title.
Right.
No Money to Bank. Yeah, that was a swerve. He said Batista did a job for Vince McMahon by attacking Bret Hart. You say get the title anytime you want. And Batista never held the Money to Bank, but he might as well. Cashing on Cena, won the title. And Cena and Batista had the match at WrestleMania, but I like that one.
Cool. The Miz, he defeated MVP also for the United States title during that pay-per-view, just to mention. Now, this one right here is one of my favorites. I could have put this at number 1, but I would have been being biased. I would have been being character biased. But I love the 2017 Elimination Chamber. TBK, take it away right there, man. Do you remember this Elimination Chamber? This was the
Lit.
whole
That
Bray
was lit.
Wyatt winning the
Right.
WWE Championship. He
Matter of fact,
defeated
go ahead.
AJ, John Cena, Dean Ambrose, The Miz, and Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin.
And just to notate, this is the anniversary of that Elimination Chamber today, too. It's Mark's anniversary that he won the title today. That's crazy.
Wow.
Yep. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. But yeah, he definitely did his thing. The crowd was just on for Bray. They was on for him.
Yeah. Now it was criminal that they had him win to transition the belt to Randy Orton. That was silly. And this was during the whole Randy Orton was part of the Wyatts and all of that. The guys, y'all remember that? And Luke Harper kept telling Bray Wyatt, don't trust him. And actually, Luke Harper got his little solo run off of this little feud right here too. Luke Harper, we started to notice Luke as an individual star. So this was cool though. This was one of my favorites though. I can't even lie to you. The 2017. If you get a chance, go watch that event again. Go watch that PLE again.
Yeah, I like 17. I know I wanted AJ to retain at first, but once I saw Bray won, I was immediately like, oh, cool, that's even better. But,
right.
I'm sorry. Cena was champion, but I wanted AJ to win it back because he beat AJ at the Rumble, and then Bray won it. I said that's better. As long as one of those two won it, I was cool with that. Bray
Facts.
or AJ, I didn't care who. As long as you want to know none of the other people like Miz, Dean Ambrose, Baron Corbin, I wanted those two at the top of my list to win that title.
Right. All right, so next, guys, it's getting hot. The 2021, I like this one too. This one, I was surprised. I did not expect this one. I did not expect this one, guys. Daniel Bryan defeated Jey Uso. Wow. In an elimination chamber, you got Jey Uso, guys. This is some history. What year? 2021. Daniel Bryan defeated Jey Uso, King Corbin, Kevin Owens, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn in one elimination chamber. Then we had Drew Mack defeat Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles, Kofi Kingston, and Sheamus in the other. Even though Miz ended up cashing in his Money in the Bank contract on Drew Mack. That Drew Mack just always because Drew Mack won the title and then lost the title in 21 too. TBK, what you got to say about that?
Well, you mean Drew retained the title, then lost. He already was champion. But I see what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah, because you remember how Miz got held by Bobby Lashley to her business. Bobby attacked Drew. That's how Miz was able to cash in. And then I love the transition. When Miz won, Bobby said, hey, I did a job for you. You wouldn't have a title for me. And you owe me a title shot. He ducked it down from Bobby, and Bobby got his moment. But yeah, this was a good one because what threw me off with this chamber, Randy Orton was eliminated first in that whole match. He was the last person I expected to get eliminated first. Randy Orton, I'm like, wow, Randy got eliminated first? And it was by Kofi.
Facts.
I was like, dang. And then when I saw what was going, I said, okay, Drew could lose to anybody. That Kofi actually was one of the later ones to eliminate, as well as AJ. And then Sheamus, I think, was the last one eliminated. And I'm like, man, AJ was the last one eliminated. It was Jeff Hardy has some good moments in there, but it was a very unexpected one because Drew was a brand new champion. We was unsure how he was going to do as champ, but he held his own. And that's how they could trust Drew, So it was a very good moment, though.
Very good moment.
Yeah,
Very good moment.
very good moment. So I was definitely on board with this chamber. And that's when chamber started getting good again, because we just mentioned the horror years of 18, 19, and 20. And this is when it started getting good again. Then it went bad 22. Then of course it got better again. So definitely this was a start of the comeback of the chamber, I say. The beginning of the comeback.
And then next, guys, we got 2011. And I like this one too. I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, we getting into the butter now. We getting into the really, really good ones now, guys. This one we had in the Elimination Chamber. John Cena defeated CM Punk, Randy Orton, Sheamus, R-Truth, and John Morrison. And in the other chamber, my boy Edge. Edge defeated Rey Mysterio, Kane, Big Show, Drew Mack, and Wade Barrett. Anything you want to add to this one, man? 2011 Elimination Chamber?
Yeah, that's what Edge. That was his last chamber before he had to retire. His last chamber, and he retained that in there. And this was a babyface Edge too. I was impressed because we were so used to the, heel Edge, but he did his thing. He did his thing. Wade Barrett was impressive, man. Very impressive in that match. A young Drew McIntyre was good in there too. And but very impressive though. Very, very impressive. I love this chamber. And Raw, of course, Cena. That's when Punk started getting noticed too. He started doing better. And of course, Morrison with them spots. We can't forget about the the star. What was it? The Starship. I forgot the name. Shooting Star. Yeah, that is a lit finisher. So we can't forget about that.
Definitely can't. Definitely can't, man. It's getting hot in here, guys. It's getting hot in here. Let's get to the next one, man. Let's get to the next one. Drum roll, please.
Drum roll.
Boom. We going to the 2014. 2014 Elimination Chamber, an all-time classic match.
Oh man, that
But
was.
the card was weak. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna hold
hard.
you. The
Yeah.
rest. This, if you gonna go watch the 2014 Elimination Chamber, you gonna go and you gonna skip all the way to the end till you get to the chamber, because the card was weak, guys. It
Yeah.
featured matches like Batista versus Alberto Del Rio,
Yeah.
Cameron versus AJ, not Naomi, but Cameron. But hold on, time out, hold on. Wait. You're gonna watch two matches on this card. You're gonna definitely watch the Wyatts versus the Shield. You're gonna watch that and then the Elimination Chamber. Yeah, take it away, TBK.
Yeah, that classic chamber of Daniel Bryan was over. We thought he was about to win, and Kane them screwed Daniel Bryan. He was so close.
Right, Randy Orton wins this one, guys.
Yeah.
Randy Orton defeats Christian, Cesaro, D. Bryan, Sheamus, and John Cena. Man, yo. Talking about the good old days, man. 2014. What an elimination chamber.
I do remember that one. That one was good. And Randy Orton definitely did stay in the chamber matches, though. Definitely did stay in the chamber, no doubt about it. Now, I don't know how days this back, do they have the most recent, like 23 in last year? Is that on hitting this list, or that's just too new?
No, it would have got on this list. 23 and 24 is it would have made this list.
Okay.
You got anything you want to add on the 2014?
It was a great setup for WrestleMania. I like that part. And I don't know. Nothing I was gonna say. This Elimination Chamber here, this was right before the WWE Network debuted.
Mm-hmm.
Right before it. But other than that, I think we touched base on everything. You know what? I take that back. It did stream on the network, but it was later on. It was the first one to stream that year because it did come out at around WrestleMania. I think the network debuted. I want to say it came out February 2014. So matter of fact, this Elimination Chamber here, let me correct myself. This Elimination Chamber right here for 14 did came out the day after. So this was the first PLE to stream on the network.
Good facts. Good facts. Interesting facts right there. That was fire right there. And let's move it right on to the next one, guys. (2013). Who could forget the 2013? The card was dope, guys. From start to finish.
Okay.
From start to finish. We had Alberto Del Rio and the big show for the World's Heavyweight Championship, and I think that was a great ending. That was a very creative ending on that one right there. Antonio Cesaro, before they cut the first name, he defeated The Miz via DQ. Jack Swagger, who could forget Jack Swagger? The Shield defeated John Cena, Sheamus, and Ryback. Dolph Ziggler defeated Kofi Kingston. And Jack Swagger, wow, guys, Jack Swagger defeated Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, Mark Henry, Kane, and Daniel Bryan in an Elimination Chamber. Do y'all even remember that? That's an accolade right there.
I remember it. Do you remember what happened after he won that match too?
Explain it, bro. You can't just say that like that.
Jack Swagger was over with we the people. He was over. I'm not gonna hold you. This is what happened. This fool here, he's such an idiot for this. Now, he won the impressive victory over Randy Orton to get number one contendership for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, which he had. This man gets a DUI shortly after that and ruins his push. And WrestleMania comes around for 29. He loses the world title match because of that. Allegedly. Dumb. What a dumb move to ruin a push to get you back to the world title, St. Jack Swagger. How stupid can you be? I remember that. I remember when he won, I was like, well, they're going to do something with him. And then I heard the DUI was like a week or two later. I was like, why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Oh, man. He pulled an RVD. That's an RVD.
Yeah, RVD was sham. This dude didn't even get a chance to win. This dude was close about to win. I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you do that, Jack Swagger? Was you too excited? Whatever. What was the case for that? That I really was not. I was like, and they haven't rocked with him. They left him alone until he was gone. I'll never forget that. I would never forget that. He had a DUI because of that. Just because of that. There was rumors they're gonna put the belt on him too and everything.
Wasn't too much to complain about when it comes to 2013, guys. I can't even hold you. So let's get on to the next. Because TBK, he be in my head. He be in my brain. The second to best Elimination Chamber, guys. Your 2024 last year.
Yes.
Last year was it. It was it last year, guys.
Fire.
Can't front. Take it away, TBK.
Well, right there, you got the Nia Jax, Rhea Ripley. They tore it down for the women's world title. They did their thing in that Elimination Chamber. And that was in Perth, guys, last year, if you don't remember. Nia, I don't know why people still be hating on her. She can't wrestle. She got much, much better. But to each his own. Drew McIntyre won the men's Elimination Chamber. Great match to put to challenge Seth for the world title. Logan did great in that chamber, and him and Randy, everything. It was great. I like that a lot. And then the women's was very impressive. Obviously, Liv and Tiffany, Bianca, Naomi, and Becky won that to challenge Rhea for the world title, women's world title. But it was just a great moment there. I really had no issue with this whole with the whole thing. I really had no issue with it. I really had no issue with this at all. I thought it was very, very impressive. Everybody played their role. Everybody did their thing perfectly. I thought this was great. Logan Paul played the heel perfectly. He moved good. Randy Orton, he had just came back from injury. But yeah, great card. Great card. And we can't forget too, also, that it was the tag team belts was defended. A solid match with Judgment Day, Damian and Finn Balor versus the Newcastle Republic, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. Another solid match too.
That was dope right there. And guys, what I want you to notice on this one too, this was much like how this year Royal Rumble was. There was only 4 matches on this card right here, guys. You had your 2 elimination chambers. Like TBK said, you had your undisputed tag team championships defended. And then you had your women's world championship match. Boom. And it was a beautiful show. You know what I mean? A beautiful show. I personally saw and witnessed this. We watched this together, if I'm not mistaken, TBK. And
That's right.
Tiffany Stratton, a star was born. A star
Yes,
was born. This is where
absolutely,
Tiffany was born.
absolutely.
And
And
this is where Liv Morgan's heel character was born. Because for some odd reason, they found it cool to boo Liv, even though Liv put in that work in this match. But she got booed and Tiffany got cheered, which was weird.
very weird. You're right. You're absolutely right. A lot of
Also, that
no, I said a lot of good moments there.
facts. And Raquel Rodriguez too. I think she got a stop and start push, and they definitely stopped her push after this match. Heading into this match, I had her as the favorite last year going into this match, and it was like, man, Raquel just fell off after this match, and then got sick, and now
Mm-hmm.
she's back.
Yeah, you pretty much called it. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. She got sick. She was on one, and now she's back. I still see her becoming the women's world champion someday. She's still going to get that belt, so I'm definitely not gonna count her out. She was the one I had beating Rhea for that belt. Still Rhea vacating it.
Absolutely, I still see her and Rhea as a money match. I
Mm-hmm.
see her and Jade Cargill as a money match. Raquel
Yeah,
got she got some things to do.
definitely, most definitely. I won't see any other way.
All right, guys. So drum roll, please, guys. Can we get the drum roll? Cause we down to number 1. The last but not least, the to me the best elimination chamber ever, guys. Let's get the drum roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is for the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. It is scheduled for 1 fall.
Our 2023 Elimination Chamber, to me, in my opinion, is the best Elimination Chamber to date, guys. TBK, do you agree or do you disagree?
I can't even argue with it. I would say so. This one and the original one, but we're talking about pay-per-views, not the original match. But this is the best one, yes. That crowd for Sammy and Roman, it can't be unmatched. That crowd, man, it's like
The
no other.
story.
The whole story, everything.
Story. And
this
that's what AEW got to take knowledge of. Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns. Who would think that they would have it the way who would think that they would have had people invested in that match? But when you have the story behind it, like Sammy was running with him, who's he going to side with? And that right there is TV. That's instant TV.
Yeah, that story is unmatched. I do like that page. It's a great one. That was in what was it in Canada, I believe? Montreal. I'm sorry, Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was in Montreal, I believe. Quebec, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Canada.
Quebec. It was in Quebec.
Quebec. Yeah, that was amazing. That was amazing. I do like that one. Yep, Oscar won Elimination Chamber match for the women's, and then we had the United States one. That had a good spot with Montez Ford at the spider thing. Remember that spot with the spider? I do remember that.
Yes. Yes.
Johnny Gargano was impressive. Bronson Reed, very good one.
And also, Bobby Lashley got his win over Brock Lesnar there too. Yep.
DQ, my DQ.
It was a hell of a show, man. This was a hell of a show.
It's my favorite one, though. I agree with you on that one.
This was a hell of a show. I could watch this whole video, whole show throughout. And again, this one's not so many matches. 5. This one had 5 matches.
Yeah, not lumped up like the bad ones you saw. Those had a whole bunch of lumped up matches that didn't make no sense to me.
Absolutely. And guys, I'm gonna do a little shameless plug here for those of y'all that want to know the relationship between Roman and Sammy. You could watch the video to the end. We almost done here, but at the end of this video, a video gonna pop up that's about the relationship between Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. Roman Reigns personally requested that Sami Zayn be wrote into the Bloodline storyline. So we got that interview and we got that reaction to that at the end of this video. So you can click into that link that's going to pop up on the screen and you can get right to that. All right, y'all, let's get back to the show, though. Sorry for that plug. I had to plug that. But, yeah, guys, man, the Elimination Chamber is coming. Who you got for this year Elimination Chamber, TBK? An early prediction.
For the women's or men's or overall?
For both. For the women's and then for the men's.
Right now, based on what I see, John Cena going to win the men's. And if I had to guess for the women's, if I had to guess right now, based off the information, considering our women not qualified, same as the men's, I would have to say, man, it's a tight one. Bianca, man, to winning that women's one. She may end up win. Yeah, because you got who? You got Bailey, Bianca, Liv. I think it's those 3 for now, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like Bianca could be the front runner to win. I know Bailey's not going to win. I know Liv's not going to win. If I had to guess right now, Alexa's in there, but I don't see her winning. Probably Bianca. Bianca and Cena right now.
Okay. And I can't disagree with you on that. I can't disagree with you. Those are my picks too, man. I don't see CM Punk winning.
No.
I don't see Seth Rollins winning.
Or Drew.
Roman Reigns ain't in it.
Logan's definitely not winning. I don't see why I would put Logan in the championship match. We start seeing him again. That don't make sense.
Yeah, plus we already saw Logan versus Cody.
Exactly.
So that don't make sense. So definitely it's looking like Cena. And over on the girls, I'm still iffy. I can't commit to Bianca really because she gotta on WrestleMania they gotta have them tag team titles. They gotta showcase those tag team titles. So if Bianca and Naomi drop those titles, then I could say Bianca. If they drop those titles before Elimination Chamber, then I could say Bianca.
we gotta remember who's Charlotte gonna choose. She hasn't chose nobody yet. So Charlotte, let's say Charlotte does pick Tiffany, who will win the chamber now to face Rhea? So I gotta put that in there too. We gotta think about it.
Right, because she playing.
Yeah,
Charlotte playing.
Jay Uso made his choice. You need to make yours too.
Yeah. She want that attention, and she want to feel special, and it's crazy. Either that or WWE. The writing again. Here goes the writing again, because they're limited to two good stories per season. And anything after two good stories, they got brain freeze. So you know what I mean. Charlotte, what do y'all got? What do y'all got the direction for Charlotte? Because clearly, what y'all had wrote, it ain't work. Because y'all didn't anticipate Charlotte getting booed the way she got booed. She got Hulk Hogan level booed on Monday Night Raw. So y'all wasn't anticipating that. And then she went to NXT and got booed too. No, NXT spared her. But TBK, anything you gotta add to this before we go on and wrap this thing on up, man? This has been a good one.
Yeah, it has. I will say that when it comes down to it, Chamber just is important for Road to WrestleMania. I will say too that I will say with Chamber as well that it all depends on it sets the tone. I know it's all these Chamber matches. Well, the first ones in there really set the tone of the match. I noticed that too.
Good observation right there. And yeah, they normally put the workers in there first. It's just like how they do with the Rumble. If you notice, the workers get the first numbers. Like this year Rumble, we had Penta and Mysterio. So those are two workers. So they're gonna start it off and they're gonna control the flow of the match pretty much. But guys, y'all, I wanna really thank y'all for giving me y'all time and attention. I appreciate all of you guys, y'all. All of you guys. And a big shout out to Red Carpet Ring for spending his time with us. Toxic Ring Scandals, Pink Square Circle. I appreciate you, my brother.
Not a problem at all, man. Appreciate being on here. It was a good topic. Talk about the Chamber as we head to Elimination Chamber. I'm gonna be there a couple weeks, so definitely good.
All right, guys. So you know what time it is, guys. Hit that like button on the way out if you haven't already. And that video that I told you about is going to pop up on the screen right now. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and we'll see you guys later.
This is a wreck. He's moving like an uncaged animal. No lie. He's wild in there.